If there's one thing that my friends know about me, it's how much I love music. That being said, the one thing that I love even more than having my AirPods in is live music. Today I'm going to compare and contrast the 6 concerts that I attended this summer according to a series of guideline categories, such as the venue, the performance, the audience, and more. Keep watching if you want to find out what those 6 concerts were. Alright, everyone. So the lineup for the summer was pretty crazy. Definitely some of the best concerts that I've been to between the artists, the people, the energy. It was all very good, and I'm super excited to really dissect it all. Alright, so let's get to it. Starting off, the 6 concerts that I went to were Taylor Swift for the Eras Tour, Ed Sheeran's Mathematics Tour, NF, which is a rapper that my little brother really likes, Leanna Firestone, Post Malone, and last but not least, Matt Nathanson. Let's start off with a bit of general information about each concert, who I went to, where they were. So I went to Taylor Swift with my mom, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend. That was at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Ed Sheeran was also with my mom and my sister, and that was at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. NF was at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, and that was with my whole family. So my mom, my dad, my sister, and my 2 brothers. One of which was 11, and he's the reason that we went to that concert. Leanna Firestone I saw with my sister at Somerville Theater in Massachusetts. Post Malone was with my entire friend group, so there were 8 of us, and that was at the Xfinity Center in Hartford, Connecticut. And finally, I saw Matt Nathanson with my mom and my sister at the Boarding House Park in Lowell, Massachusetts. Alright, diving in a little deeper now, let's take a look at the actual seating of each concert. Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran were both stadium tours, so you're able to tell the venues and crowds are much bigger, and the view themselves are still great. You were able to see the entire performance just fine. Leanna Firestone was very small and up close, which was an awesome experience. It was very cool. The only issue I had was that it was standing room only, which can be a little bit difficult at times. NF was indoors, and the seats were very steep, so you couldn't even stand up if you wanted to. Post Malone was a lawn concert. So again, like Leanna Firestone, there were no seats for that one unless you brought your own, or you sit in the grass. Matt Nathanson was also lawn, but it was more of a park, so it was outdoors, tiny. You just set up your lawn chair, bring some food, go listen to some music. There was plenty of room to stand if you wanted to, but the crowd was very calm, so there was no need for that, which leads me to my next category, which is the audience. The audience affects the energy of a concert immensely. Concerts for our generation have more and more audience involvement. It's become more of a show rather than just live music. Looking back in reverse order this time, let's continue discussing Matt Nathanson. The crowd for the show was very small, and it was very low-key. It was an older crowd, more than the other concerts that I attended, and it consisted of mainly adults, so there was no intense audience participation, besides your typical sing-along with the harmonies. Post Malone, on the other hand, was all teenagers, all there to have a good time and scream every word of the concert. This concert was super energetic, and it was super fun to go to with a big group of friends who also enjoy the music. NF was more of a watch and take in kind of concert. His music is all rap, so it's very difficult to sing along unless you're my little brother and you know every single word to every single song. The audience was mainly adults there, and as I previously mentioned, there was no possibility of standing up in those seats to dance with the music. Leanna Firestone was pretty much all teenage girls, very, very friendly people who all interacted with each other throughout the whole night. Everyone was very kind, and the audience sang every word and brought a lot of energy for such a small crowd of less than 100 people. Ed Sheeran had a pretty wide variety of age range since he's a very popular artist, and he also is an appropriate artist. The concert was loud and engaged in harmonies when he divided us up into sections, which was very cool to be a part of. The most engaged audience of all of the 6 concerts I went to was for Taylor Swift. The crowd was people of all kind, all ages, but everyone participated in bracelet trading, screaming for 3 hours straight, and callbacks during the songs, kind of like they do during Rocky Horror, where she sings and then you respond based on what the lyrics are. Moving on, the audience engagement was not only based on age and size, but it was also affected by the staging and the performance of the artist. Starting with the most simple set, Matt Nathanson was simply him singing on a stage and playing his guitar.
I wanna feel a car crash, I wanna feel a capsize.
Firestone had the same simplicity, just her and her band and the stage.
I'll get cavities in every single one, taking weekly trips to my dentist, but I know that it's worth it because
Post Malone was pretty simple, but it was a very engaging performance. He had just him and his band on stage, but there were a lot of lights and he danced a lot as well, which made it very fun. NF was similar, where it was just him rapping, but he added visual effects on the screen as well and laser lights. So it was very engaging because, it's rap, so you don't really get to know the words, but you're still able to stay engaged. Ed Sheeran had a bit higher level of complexity. He had no band, just him and his loop pedal, so he was live mixing his music. However, he also had visual effects, and he had a turntable stage as he looped his music, so he could spin around because he was in the center of the stage.
follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were someone waiting for me.
The most complicated performance by far was Taylor Swift for the Eras Tour. She had costume changes, set changes, dancers, video screens, and a moving stage with platforms and much more. It was a full show, and it was much more than just music, which is what makes the Eras Tour such a big deal for a lot of people and why it's talked about so much. The last aspect of the concert that I found brings it all together was the vibe of the outfits. Each concert had very different fashion choices that you could see throughout the audience, so I'm going to share with you what I wore based on what I felt best for each concert. Right off the bat, you can tell that I wore very different things to each concert. The jewelry was different, the hair was different, everything depended on the vibe of the music. For the Eras Tour, if you were unaware, Swifties decided to dress up in different versions of Taylor Swift throughout the years, so it was more of a costume than an outfit. I chose to go as her debut country album, so I wore a gingham dress with cowboy boots and a hat. People were wearing all sorts of costumes, which was super cool to see, all from different songs, different eras, different little lyrics. It was super cool. Ed Sheeran and Matt Nathanson, you could tell, are casual outfits, and the music is much more calm. Leanna Firestone, you can tell, is much more of indie teenage girl artist. I wore a lot of bright colors and lots of jewelry, bracelets, a few necklaces, a lot of rings. NF, you could tell, was super casual. You could tell I personally didn't really care much about it, but I wore my glasses and I wore my hair up. It was a very last-minute outfit, so yeah. Post Malone, I'd say, is the most drastic different in style. The parachute pants, the slick back hair, and all the gold jewelry with the pointy sunglasses. You can tell that it was a pop rap concert. What I think is pretty cool, though, is that each of these outfits were so different from one another, but they all blended in really well with the crowds at their designated concert. Overall, what I've learned is that this summer, through concert experiences, concerts are affected by many factors, both from the performers as well as all of their fans. There's a lot that goes into it, and all 6 concerts were extremely memorable and enjoyable. And as a final consensus, I've learned that they're genuinely incomparable. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and for hearing all about the latest news in concert culture.